The Mission Viejo girls golf team is enjoying another fine season. Today, Coach Junior Weeman joins me along with his two top golfers. Senior Cameron Tofani, a bona fide threat every time she tees off. And junior, four-sport star Theresa Twellman. Two exceptional athletes and one fine coach. I'm Paul Higgins. This is Coach's Corner, and all the action starts right now. Coach, your office doesn't get any better than this, right?
No, I am probably the most fortunate golf coach in all of Orange County to be able to call this my home.
Yeah, and we happened to come here yesterday to get some footage of the girls, and I know we're going to talk with them today. But how did you fall into this job?
Well, it was something that I always wanted to do. And but I was a team sport guy. I was a baseball player in college, and coached baseball at Mission for 15 seasons with maybe one of the best baseball coaches in the area, at least taught by one of the best baseball coaches in the area. And so I was done with that and wanted a new challenge, wanted to run my own program. Grew up playing golf and played collegiately one season. And when the job came open, I went for it.
Now, how many years has it been that you've been doing this?
Okay, 6 years on golf. I started in 2015.
Yeah.
And I was really fortunate, not knowing anything, knowing anybody.
Right.
I really never even walked on the country club's grounds before.
Sure.
And so I walked into a great team. We won a league championship on the boys' side the very first season. And, from there, just every year trying to build a program on the girls' side, which is what we're talking about today. It was a process. There wasn't a lot of kids. I had a good player for a couple of years, and but I had to build up a team.
Right.
And so just luck had it. I had 4 or 5 seniors, which are graduating this year, come in at the same time. One with some experience, coach's daughter over at El Toro. And the others, she just kind of kept them going and kept them wanting to get better. And then we had a couple other girls drop in. And last year we won the league championship for the first time in not girls' history. They had won one, but it was 20-something years.
Yeah.
And we went to the CIF team championship for the first time.
Yeah.
And had a respectable showing.
Sure.
And it was just a lot of fun, and came back this year returning most of the players in a little transfer here.
Right.
Battling for a league championship right now.
How much different is it covering or coaching the girls and the boys? The girls seem like they just have amazing technique. Maybe the boys have more power, but the girls have plenty of power as well.
Oh yeah, these two that are hitting golf balls behind us have fantastic power for the girls' game.
Yeah.
Very long, but it is different because not all girls that want to play high school golf want to become a Division I golfer.
Sure.
A lot join just because they're looking for a group. Their dad plays golf and they wanted to give it a try. Some might even be trying to get out of PE, believe it or not. Yeah. And some don't like to run. Yeah. So you're not dealing with the same kid. In baseball, we dealt with the same kid. I want to get to be the best I can. We're going to fight for, a CIF championship. And here it's like everybody has their own individual goal.
Sure.
And so for me, it's like trying to realize what that goal is, and then foster them on their process, on their journey. I call it a journey through golf, because this is something they'll have forever. Right. And in particular for me, we have the highest GPA on campus, always have, as a team. And so these girls are gonna go get great jobs. Yeah. And they might work for a large company, they'll have a golf tournament, and they won't hesitate for a second to go out and be part of that. Yeah. And to be able to talk business on a golf course.
Sure. Coach, how do you manage emotions out on the golf course? I know, it's the silliest thing when you think about it. You're hitting a ball that's sitting still, right? Yeah. And there's so much emotion can come into that game. I always play the thing when I'm out on the course, like, what if 1,000 people were watching me? Right. How nerve-wracking is that? So, in a nutshell, how do you manage or coach emotions out on the golf course?
It's hard because, especially for girls golf, it's more like when they don't perform to their expectations, the shoulders, you know, and so it's really just trying to stay upbeat and you know, realizing that I've done the same things.
Right.
So, you know, just, hey, you got to turn the page. It's a new hole. Here we go. And remind the kids that it is a team game, even though it's an individual sport. And you just save 1 or 2 strokes here or there, we win.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so, you're just trying to stay positive.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And this year, obviously, the weather this time of year is amazing. We're probably going into a stretch of some of our best weather,
Yep.
right? So girls golf at perfect time, boys golf. Your thoughts about the development of the 2 young ladies that we're going to meet today?
Okay. Well, first up, you're going to meet our senior captain, Cameron Tofani. And she grew up playing golf, you know, has played multiple junior tournaments, has had a very accomplished high school career. And for her, it's family and golf.
Yeah.
Dad golfs, daughter golfs. And so, you know, that's the way it's always been. The other one you're meeting is probably one of the best athletes on Mission Viejo's campus.
Yeah.
She is an acclaimed skateboarder. She is a black or brown belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
She's the best player offensively on the lacrosse team. And so she's super new to golf.
Yeah. 2 years, you said?
2 years,
Yeah.
been playing, hits the ball a mile.
Yeah.
But for her, her athleticism is kind of like detracts from the game of golf because she would like to be more physical, but golf is a mental game.
Right.
And so trying to keep her calm and on an even keel and keeping her coming back the next day.
Yeah. A couple additional questions for you, Coach. I know that as an athlete, as you are, I'll never say that you weren't and are not anymore because you're an athlete. And I know that you have to channel some of your inner demons too when you're out on the golf course, right? So how do you do that? How do you step back as a coach and go, you know, I'm not going to approach her now. I'm going to wait till the match is over, or I'm going to, you know, maybe go up and give her a little nudge.
Right. Everybody is a little different. Some players you might need a little bit of encouragement. Others might need to say like, hey, you need to tough it up right now. And so, as a girl starts to, you know, become one of our 6 featured varsity golfers, I've got a chance to get to know them and, you know, have worked with them and kind of know what they need, you know, to be in the best mental frame to have their best round of golf.
Right.
So I guess the challenge is kind of the same one you have as a teacher.
Yeah.
You know, you've got all these different kids in your classroom and they all learn a little differently and you have to be aware of that. And I just think being open and aware helps them achieve like their best, you know, potential as a golfer.
One additional question for you, and I know that you have a lot of talented kids at the campus of Mission Viejo High School. What would you say if you were to have to pitch golf to a group of young ladies, why they should come out and play golf for Mission Viejo?
You mean like when I walk down to the softball field at least once every week and go, why aren't you not playing golf?
Yeah.
Your season doesn't start until the spring? Come on. You know, for us, Diablo Golf it's a family. Yeah. And so we start every year with it's a family daughter tournament over at one of our great golf partners, Oso Creek. We try to get the kids together as often as possible. Every Friday we meet in my classroom and I cater, you know, so we can have a meeting. Right. So it's really just one of inclusion. So anybody can come in and be part of it. And what I find is they're just a bunch of nice kids.
Yeah.
And so they kind of take everybody under their wing and we just foster that kind of an environment.
Well, I have to say, Coach, I am extremely jealous of your office environment here. And Mission Viejo Country Club, they have been absolutely fantastic for us. And I thank you for allowing us to come out and profile the girls. Wish you all the best. I know it's early in the year, but I'm sure Diablo's golf is going to do great. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the time.
Up next, we continue to talk Mission Viejo girls golf with senior Cameron Tofani. Golf has been a part of her life as long as she can remember. We have plenty to talk about. And that's next, right here on Coach's Corner. I'm Paul Higgins, and we'll be right back.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Come on! Go, Diane! Yeah, keep it going! Yeah! Go, honey!
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain,
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
There it is. Keep going with it. Leo.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
So Cameron, I was telling Coach that he doesn't have a bad office, and you don't have a bad playing field.
No, we do not. It's very beautiful. Mission Viejo Country Club is a very beautiful course. We're really lucky to be able to come out here a couple times a week and play. It's a really nice course.
Well, you and I were just talking about, you've been playing golf for a long time. You're a young senior at 16, which is amazing, so congratulations on that. But why golf? Why have you stuck with it all this time?
I think that golf is relatively different to other sports because a lot of sports are very physical, obviously, like head on head, and golf is more of a mental sport, and I think it's interesting to like tap into that side of yourself and kind of figure that out. And so I think it's just it's so different than other sports. I don't know, it's really unexpected also. A lot of people don't think that it takes a lot, and I think that it takes a lot of work. Oh my gosh, it's so much harder than people originally anticipated.
When I've been out and covered girls golf, women's golf, I've noticed a certain camaraderie with players.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we find that on the boys' side or the men's side, but what is it, you girls cheer each other on, even if it's an opposing team.
I think it's really important. The sportsmanship in golf is also stressed a lot more, and I don't know, I never play with someone and feel like I need to be like rude or rooting against them. It's kind of like when you're playing, you think about your own individual game and how you are playing that day. It's not really like there's anything you could do to affect anyone else's score.
What's a perfect golf partner for you when you're 1 and 2 when you guys are out there?
I think someone that you're able to talk with and have a fun time while you're out there playing with each other, and not distracting obviously, but you know, in between shots and when you're walking and in all the gaps you have to fill, it's nice to be able to talk to someone and talk about their game and how they're playing.
Now I understand that your parents are involved in golf, and your mom's a pretty good golfer too.
Mm-hmm. She is. My mom and my dad both. Primarily my dad, but yeah, my mom plays sometimes as well.
Yeah. Now, did they golf for competition as they grew up at all?
Actually, my dad and I started playing at the same time.
Oh, wow.
So I kind of learned how to play with my dad, and we're kind of like head to head. We compete with each other.
Okay, I feel terrible right now because I didn't do that with my daughter.
Oh no.
She's a competitive cheerleader, so that's where I stopped.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit different for cheerleading, I assume.
You know, golf is such a quiet sport. And I find that when I play golf, sometimes for me it's too quiet. What about you? Do you like it quiet or do you like distractions? Tell me when you're getting ready to drive a ball.
I think that when it's quiet, it's a little bit scary because I feel like everyone is watching me, but also distractions are not the best. I think a little bit of background noise is probably like the best case scenario, but either way, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a factor, I don't think.
Now I know we have putters in our hand, and I have an old school putter, but when you drive a ball, where does your power come from? Is it technique, or can you explain that to me?
I personally think that it's all technique because I don't think I'm very strong. I think I'm weak. I think I have very weak arms, but I think that I hit the ball relatively far. So I think it comes from how you swing, the way you swing it. I know that a lot of coaches work on specifically just like getting players to hit farther and work on their swings, and not necessarily strength or workout wise, just the way you hit the ball and how far you can hit it because of that.
Strange question. Can you practice too much? Like, you were driving balls a little while ago, and I said, I don't want to drive them too much. I don't want you to practice too much. Is that even a thing?
I think that to an extent you can practice too much. I guess you can overwork yourself and obviously get sore, but I think that some players play in tournaments too much when they're young, and I think that a lot of people can get burnt out.
Right.
You know, like before you even get to college, and then you like feel like you're tired of the sport already, or you feel too nervous. I know a lot of people have dropped out of golf just because they feel nervous and like a lot of pressure when you play a game. So I think that you can play too much, obviously, and put too much pressure on yourself. But I think that it's also good to practice a lot. Practice makes perfect, obviously.
So what is the best part of your game? Is it the short game, long game?
As of right now, my long game is, I think, the best, but it's also really diverse. It can change like that with golf. So it's kind of, it changes back and forth. Right now, long game. But
You know, it's interesting you say that because I watch a lot of baseball, and then you know, if you can hit a baseball 3 times out of 10, you get to be a Major League Baseball player.
Exactly.
But every now and then, those guys go 0 for 10, 0 for 20. How do you break out of a funk if you're in a funk on a golf course?
I think that it's just really important to know that that's all it is. It's just a funk. You get over it. It's not gonna last forever. Just because you have one bad day, you're playing bad just one round, doesn't mean you're a bad golfer. Obviously, every golfer has bad days, bad holes. And also, I think that you can go out and play a tournament with 20 people who are exactly the same skill level, and the scores will range from like, you know, -5 to +15. It can. Everyone plays differently on a different day, you know?
Yeah, I can tell you're a very intelligent young lady.
Thank you.
So what advice would you give to another young lady, freshman that's coming up? You're a senior, you've been at Mission for now 4 years. What do you say to them to say, hey, this is what you can expect the next 3 or 4 years?
I think that when you first start playing high school golf, it can seem a little bit overwhelming because there's a lot of tournaments and you play a lot of people, and it seems like a really intense, quiet sport. As you said, you keep hitting, it's quiet, it's scary. But I think that it's important to know that over the years, you make friends with the people you're playing with.
Yeah.
It's a really you make a lot of companions through the sport and a lot of friendships. And it's not really super competitive or angry like that. It's a kind sport.
Yes.
It's fun.
And I know you might want to go to SLO's, Cal San Luis Obispo. That might be one of the schools. Maybe any schools on the East Coast?
I was looking at Princeton, but I'm not sure. Yet. Still trying to figure it out.
Will you promise to keep us in the loop of what you do?
Yes, I will. I will.
Okay, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh, great.
As we close out this segment, can you show us how you set up to putt in your grip?
Yes.
Okay.
I have balls.
I'll get out of your way.
Drop them. Okay. My grip. Usually I start with my right hand and we'll line up the putter to wherever I'm putting with. After you read the break, I'll line up like that. Line up my hands and then take a stance. And you guys want me to putt it?
Sure.
All right.
So Cameron, that was probably the best tip I got all day. The biggest mistake I do is I rush things. I can't rush things on a golf course. I don't want you to rush this year. You know, your senior year is special. Use it every day as a part of your memory build-up as to when you graduate. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I look for the opportunity to meet your parents one day because they sound like great people.
They're very interesting people, yes.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the interview.
Up next, she plays 4 different sports and is touted as one of the best athletes at Mission Viejo High School. Her name is Theresa Twellman. She plays golf next, right here on Coach's Corner.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
There it is. Keep going with it. Leo.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
So Theresa, I know you're not allowed to be in a golf cart when you're out on the course. So is this a treat for you right here? Okay,
yes, it
all
is.
right. All right, but we're not competing to say that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You want to chat for a second?
Sure.
Yeah, let's get out. I want to hear about you. There's so many great things that I've heard already from Coach. One that he said is that you're such a natural athlete, right?
Yeah.
And you, tell me the story real quick. You walked up to Coach and said, hey.
I was like, basically, hey, I've been golfing for 0 time now, and I want to try out for the golf team. And so he just took me up on that and was like, all right, let's meet at the course, and we just did it.
So why what sparked you to play golf? Did you see something on TV? Did you talk to somebody? What was it?
Really, I just needed another sport to play in high school. So I was like, all right, golf's in.
Yeah.
And I have a little bit of golf background, but not much. My family doesn't play, but I used to take lessons a long time ago. So I just got into it, and now that I'm taking lessons and having fun, I'm doing well.
So you have a variety of a background. Coach was saying jiu-jitsu, and then skateboarding,
Yes.
and I'm sure you could probably play any sport that you want.
Yeah.
So do you find that skateboarding and jiu-jitsu and these other sports assist you in the style of golf and the quality of golf that you play?
Well, I mean, so obviously every sport's different, but I could see where some connections come through, but not much. Yeah, golf's its own little portal.
It's hard to hit that ball when it's just sitting there.
Oh yeah.
Now, are you a mental golfer or a physical golfer? We got to go out yesterday, or day before yesterday, and watch you play some golf. We tried to stay away from you guys, but you seem very approachable on the golf course. You seem like you have a really solid approach to the course.
Yeah, I'm pretty outgoing when I'm on the course, but like when it comes down to like tight matches and I got to get competitive, then I get a little more into the mental state.
When that happens, do you get quiet and get in your own world?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, quiet is a big thing. I like to listen to music.
Okay.
Sometimes. I mean, you're not supposed to much, but when it's our home match and stuff like that, we like to listen to some music.
Yeah, I was talking to Cameron and I was asking her, what's the best part of your game? Is it the long game, short game? And I have to ask you the same thing. What's the best part of your game right now?
For me, it's probably the long distances because I'm built a little bit different than most girls, so I can hit the ball pretty far.
You got a good power.
Yeah, I got some power.
So if you were going to give me a tip on driving, because I absolutely suck at driving a ball, what would that be? What's the number one tip?
For most people, my biggest recommendation is to slow down because everyone likes to whack the ball, and it doesn't work like that. It's really just got to go at a pace and have a perfect strike in order to hit well.
Theresa, I have to ask you, when you're out on the golf course, how do you break a bad habit? If you're doing something wrong and you know you're doing something wrong, you can feel it, right?
Yes, definitely.
Tell me about that.
So when I'm on the course and I know I'm not striking the ball well or anything, I really just got to take it back to what I've learned from my coaches and just do step by step. So, and if that doesn't work, it's really you just got to continue on and play hard and work on it on the range.
Yeah. So you're used to practice because some of the alternative sports you do, you have to practice moves in jiu-jitsu. You have to practice different technique on a skateboard ramp. So you're used to that. And I think mentally, that's a one-on-one. You like one-on-one sports, huh?
Yeah, I do.
Tell me, that's interesting. Tell me about that.
I've learned, I do play lacrosse, which is a team sport.
That's right.
But with the individualism, I find it easier to stick with it, and I see goals in the future that I want to achieve, which makes it kind of something I can look forward to.
Sure. What female athletes, if any, that you have, that you can think of right now, that you look up to, that you I really appreciate what they do? Anybody pop out?
I have a couple skaters, Lizzie Armanto and Jordan Barrett. They are kind of mainly the girl versions of some of the best tricks that they can pull off, and looking up to them and being able to do that trick is just something that's super cool.
That's exciting that you like an alternative athlete, right? Someone that's not a mainstream stick and ball sport. Now, I got to ask you about lacrosse before I let you go, because lacrosse is a very popular girls and women's sport. It's growing rapidly. That's a sport you could take to another level.
Yes, I have thought about it. Right now, golf is my priority, although lacrosse, if golf ever does fall through, I do have lacrosse backup. Our lacrosse team's amazing, so I have a lot of friends through there, and honestly, it's a little family again, but yeah.
How do you get out of funk if you're in a funk? We were talking about it a minute ago. What about you?
For me, it's a little difficult. I mean, my coach gets me through a lot of it, but basically I just gotta pound it out, really. Yeah, because once I'm in, I gotta do it.
Tell me about the difference of playing 9 holes as opposed to 18. Do you prefer 9 or 18?
I prefer 9 just because we do walk, so it is a long distance.
Yeah.
And you don't get much breaks for like food and stuff, so 9 is my go-to.
And this is an amazing course. A lot of hills. There's a lot of, you know, variety to this course.
Yeah, this course is amazing. We're super lucky to have it, so I'm really into that.
So where do you want to take this thing to?
I'm looking for colleges right now. I want to get better at my game, get more kind of competitive a little bit. We talked about tournaments and stuff like that. So hopefully I'm looking to go to college for golf.
So junior year this year, is that an important year for golf, or is it your senior year? Which one?
I feel like junior and senior year are probably just as equal. So yeah.
And then when you're not in competitive season, some people play other sports or drop off that sport. Do you play year round? Tell me about that.
Honestly, I play mostly when I'm with the team because I got so many other things I'm doing.
Right.
But well, I try to get out and play like once a week, but not always am I able to get out due to other sports.
Do you recruit other girls from your other sports to say, hey, you should check out golf, you know?
I do like to joke with some girls, but not too often because most of them are very competitive in their sport.
What is it about Mission Viejo High School and that setting that you enjoy the most?
I really enjoy the people. Like I've gotten so far in this golf, like our program, and like really it's just like a little family.
Yeah.
Like everyone just bonds so perfectly, which is really nice.
And your coach is really mellow.
My coach is one of the best coaches in Orange County.
Because some coaches are on the kids,
yeah.
and that you don't want to do that during a golf match.
No, yeah. I've seen many coaches. I've been through a ton of coaches myself, and Jon Wiemann is definitely one of the greatest guys out there.
Well, you know what? You just made his day. And you made my day. It's a pleasure to talk to you, and I was so excited to hear that you're a skateboarder and that you do jiu-jitsu. I have a son, Tristan, who I think would be awesome in jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and I think that's a great sport, and I commend you for that. Yeah, and I wish you the best of luck in this sport of golf and everything you do, because a well-rounded athlete is some of the best athletes in the world, and that's you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Good job. That was awesome.